no money. Okay, I usually say this and I will echo it here. If you have no money, you have no business being in any relationship, and that is true. But there is another problem. When you have money, enter into a relationship, then challenges come and money vanishes or get depleted. What do you do then? Then I usually advise, don't go. Why? Because life is about ups and downs. If you are working with someone when you are up, you are entitled to work with them when they are down. Am I making sense? There is where you start looking for solutions. But if someone did not have a job, did not have a vision, did not have anything they are building in their own life to give them financials, please do not be in a relationship with them, because even the Bible says money answereth all things. Relationships. There are a lot of many types of relationships. You need to understand one thing, which kind of a relationship you are in. There are people that we are in a relationships for benefits. There are people who we are in a relationship that are called transaction benefits. There are people who we are in relationship that we call situationships. And we are people who we are relating with them because we are in friendships. It's all about ship. You can relate, it's called a relationship. How are we relating? For what? Because there are people even who are relating for business. You need to understand the ship that you are in, because some of us, we are becoming close with our friends and they think we are in love with them. No, do not confuse relationships that have love for transactional relationship. Go back. Let me tell you something. If you want to go back to anybody, please never forget how they treated you, how they spoke to you, or how even they addressed you in public or in private. Because at the end of the day, no one can treasure something they treasured, even if it adds value. For example, there is a blanket that you use, maybe a duvet that you don't use in your house, and those are the clothes that you think that you will declutter. The moment you have put in your mind that you will declutter them, no matter who tells you what, even if it goes back to your closet, it will be rare for you to wear it. Why? Because your mind had already created it, that it is a cloth to declutter. So you need to realize that if someone decluttered you, did not see your worth then, right now it is very difficult for them to see that worth. Why? Because they are just used to the benefits that they give you. Bitter couple. I'm telling you the truth, the worst thing you will ever do in this life is date someone who doesn't know how to express themselves, doesn't know how to say sorry, doesn't know how to acknowledge, or even someone who doesn't know how to receive I am sorry. Why? Because these people end up being bitter. Why? Because they pile up things in their heart. This is a person who stops becoming a wife and becomes a knife. This is a person that stops becoming a husband and becomes a kickboxer. Why? Because they are piling things. In short, bitterness is their personality. Bitterness is their character. This is a person that even their speech can tell you the level of love or hatred they have on you. Why? Because everything they speak is bitter. How they treat you is bitter. Am I making sense? This is a relationship that you remember peace when you were single. You remember happiness when you were single. Because this relationship has made you even become bitter. And let me tell you something. If you are dating someone bitter, don't say they are only the ones that are bitter. Chances are, if they are still bitter, they have even converted you to be bitter. You are a bitter person. Even in your speech, listen to yourself. Look at your action. They will tell you, I'm also a bitter person. Why? Because I am working with a bitter person. Lakini, what I'm trying to say, try to avoid dating bitter people, because they might damage you unknowingly. Perfect. Let me tell you something. You know, a relationship is like doing a Sudoku or playing the puzzle game. That you know that this art has to be fixed in a particular way. in a particular place. So, for your relationship to be perfect, for your couple to be perfect, that means this is a person that you align in character, in behavior, and even in love. Do you know you can be okay with someone's character, their personality, but you are not in love with them? Men can attest to this. You know, women are mostly emotional. Men are usually logical. There are women we try to love, to fall in love with. We give our all, but the heart refuses. I don't know why, but let me tell you something. You might be dating a man who doesn't love you, and they know it, and they are trying their level best to fix that heart to love you, because men are not emotional. When you find a man in love, this is a person who did not know even how they reached there. So having a perfect relationship, or being in a perfect couple, that means a lot of key values have aligned. And you might ask me the key values, but you need to sit down and understand, what can I fathom, what can I not understand, what can I not withhold, what can I hold as a person. Then look for someone that complements you in those ways. Beneficial friend. Avoid with all your heart to fall in love with a friend with benefit, with a friend who has benefits, with a beneficial friend. I've tried to twist these things so that you can understand. You know, a lot of our relationships started as friends with benefit. A lot of us. But in reality, do you know benefits do not sustain a relationship? That relationship is alive as long as the benefits are there. That relationship will survive only because of the benefits. When the benefits will be taken away from that person, you will realize you are not in love. You will realize you are not compatible. Because usually say, whatever you know that brought you there, if it is subtracted, would that relationship still make sense to you? Because nowadays we are going to another level, even to marrying, going and saying I do with our friends with benefit, only because the benefits were too much. What if the benefit ceases? Will you still be there? Avoid with all that you have to date a beneficial friend. Talk to the hand. Mostly, this one is usually done by the ladies. When ladies don't want to have a conversation, why do you always lift your hands towards your partner and make them feel like they are talking to your hand, like, no, I don't want to talk to you. Do you know that is rude? Please, me I usually say, if you don't want to talk to someone, tell them, hey, can we not talk now? I'm not on my sober mind. I might say something to regret. Okay? And then ask to get away. Don't always put that hand that you talk to my hand. Me, I'm not listening. You know, at the end of the day, you need to know every action. There are verbal and non-verbal gestures that speak beneath your more than your words. So at the end of the day, you need to preserve your relationship even with those gestures, because at the end of the day you will need that relationship later. So if you don't want to talk to someone, please excuse yourself politely. Damage. Okay, for example, you buy a car and then accidentally it gets into an accident. Do you dispose that car or do you repair that car? Okay, you will say maybe you dispose and repair, but which is the easiest? It is to repair, because the process of buying another one that car might also come and have an accident. Will you always buy another? No. Sometimes in relationship, we might speak things that might damage our partners. But the point is, when you realize the damage has been done, do not take time. Do not waste time. Start repairing what you have damaged, because most of us are losing good relationship for a damage that can be repaired, and thinking they will get another person outside there who will treat them better than the one that they have damaged. Then they go and suffer. Please repair what you know that it will be difficult to replace. People. People are different. Nowadays we feel like involving people in our life is good, and that's why you see like every couple nowadays is posting their pictures online for people to validate it, people to suggest things, opinions, left, right, and center. And I don't have a problem with that. You might get good opinions. But let me tell you something. Your relationship not be run by someone else's agenda. People outside here are busy advising you about how to run a relationship that you have, yet they don't have a relationship. They cannot keep one. And it is life. Even me, you are listening to me. I don't tell you to copy what I'm telling you. I'm just putting an awareness outside there. Because if you follow people, let me tell you something. At the end of the day, you will discover that you cannot follow every direction they give you, because everybody will come with their own method. And that's why I say, when you're in a relationship, first try to go according to how you want that relationship to go before you involve other people outside.